French artist Pierre-Auguste Renoir was a leading painter in the development of the Impressionist style. His hundreds of works in museums around the world speak to that lasting legacy. His great-grandson Alexandre is carrying on the family name in the art world. Alexandre Renoir, a talented artist in his own right, is in town for a special exhibit, Renoir and the Masters and Visions of Impressionism. We welcome Alexandre Renoir here to Virginia this morning. Welcome, and welcome to Richmond.
Well, thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. What is it like carrying on the banner of the family name of such a famed artiste?
Well, it was normal. It's the only last name I ever had. So for me, I grew up surrounded by art and artists, and I had a 500-book library on my ancestry, which I thought everybody had at home, and it just was. So it's hard really to describe. My home life growing up was a little different, I'd say.
A little bit. Was there just the idea that you were going to go into art, or did you have to find your way to that path?
Oh, I had to find my way to that path. In the entire family, from my great-grandfather to myself, there is only really two artists, him and I. Everyone else went into a newest art form at the time. After my great-grandfather died in 1919, 1920 was the birth of cinema. So his three sons looked around and said, ooh, we're going to try that. And all of my relatives are actors and actresses, directors, producers, cinematographers. Jean Renoir, the second son, was a pioneer in cinematography. But I gave it a try, and the director said, Alex, it's like you don't care. That's mostly because I didn't care.
You had no affinity to that?
No.
So was there any fear when you finally decided you were going to become an artist?
Well, it was always there. That was something that I always did at home. I'd always be painting or sketching or sculpting or something. I just never really made that connection. I would go to relax and to decide, what am I going to do with the rest of my life? Oh, right. Sometimes it's the most obvious that you miss.
Well, you brought a couple of wonderful exhibits of your examples of your art. They pop right off of the canvas. Tell us a little bit about your style.
Well, I use a base of Impressionism, and from that, I've decided to go into palette knife painting. So it's all done with a knife. Everything from start to finish is a knife. It adds that extra texture, that depth. It casts its own shadow throughout the day. And I went for something impressionistic because that really is timeless, being that the viewer modernizes the piece. So no matter what age and era it'll travel through, it'll always be modernized by the viewer.
And that's kind of traveling through your veins as well.
As well.
And as part of this exhibit, you actually do have a piece of your great-grandfather's work that you brought with us today, with you today.
I did.
Tell us about this piece.
Well, this one is L'Enfant Biscuit. And that is actually Jean Renoir, my grandfather's brother and the pioneer in cinematography. And the funny part is that this kid, in every painting and every image that my great-grandfather did of him, he's always being bribed with something, with a cookie, with fruit, with something. And so this poor kid, no matter what, was always being told what to do, where to do, how to stand, what to say, all this. And then later in life, he, became a director, producer, cinematographer, telling people what to do, where to stand, how to say. So, you know.
It gets ingrained somewhere in there.
Somewhere in there, it does.
Tell us about the exhibit that you are traveling with, the paintings in there, because you have a lot of great masterpieces along with your masterpieces as well.
It's an amazing, amazing collection at the Chazen Gallery. I have to say, it's museum grade. It's stunning. The quality and the variety that is coming with me is always a pleasure for me to come in to these shows, and it is wonderful to be here in Richmond because I never know everything that's going to be there, since so much of it is sold before, and then every time I come in, it's almost brand new for me, and it's wonderful. There's works by almost all of the masters. You have to come down and see.
And your appearance is interactive as well. You're going to be working with some children this weekend.
Absolutely love working with the kids. They're the future in the art, and they are pure forms of expression. I always found that you ask a third-year university art major to draw you a tiger, and he's never seen a tiger, he will say no. You ask a third-year-old to draw you a tiger and he's never seen a tiger, you'll get an orange blob with stripes. Which one has more freedom of expression? And I love working with kids and helping them, and it's always such a blast. And it's even more fun when the parents get into it too.
They can channel their inner child as well.
Absolutely.
Alex Renoir, thank you so much for joining us today and bringing this beautiful artwork.
Well, thank you very much.
And we'll tell people where you'll be. Alexandre Renoir will make a guest appearance tomorrow, Saturday, March 29th, at the Chasing Gallery in Carytown from 11 to noon and from 6 to 8 p.m. And Sunday, 1 to 3. The events are complimentary with the required RSVP. Just go to our website at WTVR.com for a link to the information. And we want to thank Alexandre and all of our guests today here on Virginia This Morning. We'll be back Monday morning live at 9 a.m. And I'll see you later today for the CBS 6 News at noon.